Welcome, dear listeners, to the Right Here, Right Queer podcast. This is Noah Hawthorne, and today I'm joined by Rita Rubin. Hello, Rita, and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me here today or tonight on your end.
Yes, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Thinking that it's tomorrow there and yesterday here.
Yeah, time zones are confusing sometimes.
So, you have quite a few books out already and a new one coming out. Which one are you most excited to talk about today?
Probably my upcoming release of Bards and Quests on Falling in Love. I'm keen to talk a little bit about that today.
I got the chance to read it, and it's very like The Hobbit, but queer and neurospicy, and I loved it so much. It was so cozy and like the bestest warm hug.
Yes, that was the vibe I was going for.
Well, you nailed it. It's perfect. I was like the whole time squealing, like, oh my gosh, it's The Hobbit, but even better.
Yes, gay makes everything better.
It does. And it's got a similar title to, would you call it? This is like kind of interconnected standalone, right? Because the first book is of Knights and Books and Falling in Love.
Yes, so this one's like a spin-off. So the main characters in Of Bards are side characters in Of Knights.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read Of Knights yet. I do know a lot about it because I've seen it and shared it and talked about it because I know the general thing, but I didn't feel like I was missing anything starting with this one. I thought you did a really good job on like connecting them, but this still felt like its own thing.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to make it so like you didn't have to read Of Knights first. Like you could kind of just pick up wherever you wanted.
But it also makes me want to get into that first one now, so I'm very excited for it.
Oh, that's great too.
How did you do the titles? Is that just kind of like, did it come to you, or I really liked the way you did that?
Yeah, I think I just basically like plucked words from whatever was featured in the book and what I thought sounded right in the title.
Do you want to give us like a little rundown on what Of Bards and Quests and Falling in Love is about?
Yep, so Of Bards and Quests and Falling in Love is about a non-binary orc named Iris, and they run a bookshop called Tales and Tomes. And when that bookshop comes under threat of being closed down, they decide to go on a quest to find this legendary treasure hoard to, yeah, basically help them save their bookshop. Yeah, their bookshop is very important to them and it's their home and they don't want to lose it.
So sweet. And they also bring along, some friends, this random bard they just met, and they pick up more companions along the way. So it's kind of like a little troop is formed almost.
Yeah, you get like a little company, like in The Hobbit, but a smaller company.
Yeah, but still, it's got that same tight-knit vibe, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
So you've done these two books, A Ballad for Slayers and Monsters, and were you part of the anthology or you put it together, right? A Chronicle of Monsters.
Yes, I organized that anthology.
So what has the indie authoring experience been like for you?
It's been great so far. It's been a roller coaster, as I'm sure probably many indie authors would say. It's a wild ride.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of up and downs in it. I think especially comparing a first book to later books, I feel like we learn a lot. What would you say like motivates you to write? What got you into it or what keeps you going?
Really just a passion for storytelling. Like for as long as I can remember, I've loved making up stories. When I was a little kid, before I started writing, I used to draw stories. I'd have a sketchbook, and each page would be like a scene from the story I was making up.
That's so awesome. Have you carried any of those stories with you now that you're older or like versions of them?
I still have some of the sketchbooks tucked away with my not so great drawings at the time.
Hey, everyone starts somewhere, right?
Yes, I don't think I ever finished any of them. There's just a bunch of sketchbooks that just have incomplete drawings in them.
That's so cool. What stories have inspired you in your writing, would you say?
Oh, so many. Majority fantasy stories, obviously. Definitely Tolkien stories like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, massive inspirations for me. Also, like, for example, when I was writing A Ballad for Slayers and Monsters, my biggest inspirations at that time were, Castlevania, the Netflix show, and The Witcher, mainly the video games. And for of Bards, obviously was The Hobbit, and a bit of Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, just like a lot of cozy fantasy stories like Legends and Lattes and Can't Spell Treason Without Tea.
Lots of good inspiration there. I definitely can see the Baldur's Gate too, now that you mention it. I like that. What are some themes that you like to explore or that comes up in your writing? Is there anything that connects your books or that you just enjoy to write?
It's a bit of a tough one because I do love to mix, like change themes up a bit with each book. But one thing I definitely love to include in my books is like queer normative worlds. Yeah, just making my books basically as queer as can be, not having characters who are gay, their sexuality to be an issue for them. And yeah, I just find stories like that to be just such a breath of fresh air, and I love to write it.
Yeah, it's not a thing. We can just exist and just be themselves.
Yeah.
I know in of Bards there was definitely a strong feeling of like community and family and like platonic love. And I wonder if that's like is of Nights kind of like that.
Yes, I think Ob Nights leans more towards romantic love than obviously that's also in Of Bards, but I think it's more focused on in Of Nights is the romantic love.
And I do love the way the romance was done between Iris and Florent in this book. It was like very slow and kind and tender, and it was a lot different than most romances that I'm used to. And it was really refreshing to see that between them.
Yeah, just I just really wanted to write something like just really cute and sweet. I love those sort of romances, if you can tell.
It definitely was cute and sweet. So you are like fantasy romance seems to be where you're at, and you love fantasy romance. Do you think you'll always stay there in those genres?
I think at the moment, yes, that is where I'm more focused. It's definitely just what I want to write at the moment, but I'm not saying I'll never not branch out from there, see what happens.
Yeah, I think you do a fantastic job with it, and I wouldn't blame you for wanting to stay there because Fantasyland's the best.
It is.
So you talked about having a passion for writing. Is there anything that you hope to accomplish with your stories?
My main goal is, I think, just to like bring enjoyment to readers. Like, I am an avid reader, so like I know what it feels like to, get lost in a story you love. And yeah, it can just be like such a great feeling to, lose yourself in an amazing story. And especially like, maybe if life is kind of getting you down and you've got that story to, I guess to lift your spirits. And yeah, I hope I can write books that feel like that for readers.
Is there anything that you hope readers take away from your books?
I hope that readers can come away from my books feeling happy and or hopeful that, even if things are bad in the moment, there's always a chance that, something better is coming.
I like that a lot, and I think the way the story read to me, as far as of Bards goes, it's like also that better way may not be what you think initially, and that's okay too.
That's definitely what I was going for there too.
So now here's the hard question. Do you have a favorite book that you've written or favorite character?
Oh, that is difficult. Oh, I think maybe Of Nights and Books and Falling in Love will is probably my favorite at the moment. Like it's just got that special place in my heart because it was just such a self-indulgent little book when I wrote it. And it's also the book that like really did a lot for me in terms of visibility as a small indie author. Like it did way better than I ever thought it would. So I think I'll always be grateful to that book for getting me where I am now.
It's so beautiful, and I see so much love for it. Would you say for character? Would it be a character from that book?
Oh, that's even harder, I think. Actually, I think maybe my favorite character might be Cass, who is one of the protagonists from A Ballad for Slayers and Monsters, just because she's sort of like my ideal type of female character. Like, You know, she's a masked lesbian with a sword, and she's battle hardened and a bit cocky and
They call her like the muscle mommy, right? Is that what the correct term is?
yeah, yes, exactly, that's it. Yeah, I love characters like that, and honestly, I think we could use way more of them in fiction.
I agree. We need more amazing butch lesbians.
Yes, exactly. Give them all to me, please.
Do you have any advice that you'd like to give for aspiring authors?
I think I would say that it's important to not see other authors as your competition. I think if you want to do well in this industry, whether it's as an indie author or a traditionally published author, it's good to build connections, not just with, readers or agents and publishers, but you want to build connections too with other authors because they're going to be some of your most important champions and help you get out there as well.
I love that. Community over competition all the way.
Yes, exactly.
Where can listeners find out more about you?
I'm on most social medias. I'm most active on Instagram and Threads as at Rita Rubin 9 and TikTok as at Rita Coolbeans. And I also have a website is www.ritaarubin.wordpress.com. And yeah, on my website you can also find a subscription link to a newsletter, which I'm still trying to get better at updating.
The bane of our existence, newsletters.
Exactly.
Do you have a release date or tentative release date for of Bards?
Yes, so at the moment, I'm aiming for the 8th of September this year.
Well, I'm excited for it, and thank you, dear listeners, for hanging out with us. And be sure to read Of Bards and Quests and Falling in Love. And you can also check out Of Knights and Books and Falling in Love before it comes out.